Hello and welcome to Fortnite Battle Royale. I'm sure you've seen this game, I'm sure you've played this game, but this isn't the Fortnite Battle Royale that we know and love. Well, actually it is the Fortnite Battle Royale that we know and love, but this is the iOS version. I'm playing this on an iPhone 10, iPhone X, and yeah, I've just got an invite to it. It's an invite only at the minute, but I'm sure it's going to last a matter of days. It's on the App Store, you can download it now. And yeah, it's Fortnite running on an iPhone. If you've been living under a rock for the last 6 months and you don't know what Fortnite Battle Royale is, it's obviously a Battle Royale game. 100 players drop onto a map with nothing. You have to scavenge for guns and things, and it's the last man standing. You all fight. Last person standing wins. I'm playing this in a squad game, so there's actually 4 of us in a team dropping. So it's last squad standing rather than last player standing. Genre popularised by PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which was my 3rd favourite game of 2017. Out of my top 10 list that I make every year. I love PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and Fortnite has come out since then and really taken the genre by storm. It's got they've just announced they've got 30 million players playing the game. That's largely because it's on every platform and it's free as well. It's completely free to play. And talking of every platform, they've just launched it on phones. So it's out on iOS now. It's on the App Store and it's coming to Android very, very soon. It just hasn't launched there yet. And it's the full Fortnite Battle Royale. This is the same game that's on PC, on PS4, on Xbox. It's literally the same game because you can play against players and you can party up with players who are playing on Xbox, who are playing on PS4, who are playing on PC. It's literally running on the same servers and it's the same game, which is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And it runs really well. I mean, you can see from the footage here, you could mistake this for like a PC running it on low spec. It's crazy. This makes me absolutely confident that they're going to release this on the Switch. There was always a bit of a question of, can the Switch, can its CPU handle 100 players in a big multiplayer game? It totally can, if an iPhone can. I think I read this can run an iPhone 5S, so that just shows you how cut down it is, well, not cut down, but how optimized it is for the platform. It's unreal, absolutely unreal. It's running at 30 frames a second, which is half the frame rate of the consoles and the PC, but it's totally fine. I mean, that's still kind of better than PUBG performs on the Xbox, but we won't go there. That's a different discussion. It controls pretty well, to be honest. I mean, this is all touchscreen control. Everything you see in here, I'm using the touchscreen, and you can see all the little buttons across the screen for shooting and for moving around, the little fake analog stick. But they've translated it to a touchscreen really, really well. And it doesn't currently support Bluetooth controllers, but so many iOS games these days, they do support Bluetooth controllers. I'd be very, very surprised if they don't update it to support them. I don't have one for my iPhone, one that will connect to an iPhone, so I can't test that. But I've been told that it currently doesn't support Bluetooth controllers, so you're stuck with the touchscreen. But that's fine. As I said, it's kind of surprising how well it translates to a touchscreen. I don't think I'd like to go against PC players with a keyboard and mouse though. If you see the parts in the video where I'm shooting and trying to take out an opponent, that's where it kind of falls apart a little bit. It's a bit clumsy. It's kind of, when you're just using your 2 thumbs, there's not enough. You don't have enough implements to press enough buttons. You've really got to stop and to shoot, and it's not perfect. But still, it's Fortnite on a mobile phone. It's absolutely crazy. Really, really impressed. This is the game, if you didn't read the news story, this is the game that last night Drake started streaming it on Twitch with popular Fortnite streamer Ninja, and they got 628,000 concurrent viewers. So 628,000 people watching their stream. I mean, the game's just taken over. It's absolutely huge. Yeah, I mean, it's what everybody's playing, and I'm sure those numbers are only going to get even huger now that you can play it on mobile phones. So one of the other great things about the mobile phone release is that, I said, you can party it with your friends on consoles and your friends on PCs. It actually uses the same profile. So I logged into this with my Xbox profile, and all my things were there, all my unlocks, all my progression. It just loaded up as if I was playing it on my Xbox, which is kind of nuts as well. All my kind of founders stuff from buying in early to it was just all there. I think that's really interesting. They didn't have to go to that length. I could have easily seen them making kind of a separate branch of Fortnite for mobile phones, and the people who make PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, PUBG Corp, they've actually made a mobile phone version of PUBG as well, which has been out in China for a little while and absolutely smashing it in China. And they've just opened it up to Android players to kind of beta test it. And that's a cut down version of PUBG. It's not cross-play with the PC version or the Xbox version. The visuals are very cut down, and from all accounts, I haven't played it yet, but from all accounts, it's kind of a light version of the game. Whereas this is Fortnite Battle Royale. This is the same game. So there's lots of running around and scavenging in the footage at the minute, which is kind of 75% of every match. But I'm going to test out the building here, so I'll open up the building menu. So that's the thing about Fortnite Battle Royale that other Battle Royale games don't really have. It's got this building system where you can kind of you scavenge for materials, and then you can craft walls and stairs. You can knock a window out of the wall you're building, like I have here, which you can use to shoot through, and it just makes the matches a little bit more dynamic. I personally don't love it. Like, I'm more of a fan of the standard PUBG. You know, it's a serious military shooting game. But I do really admire the building in Fortnite. I'm just a bit rubbish at using it. You'll sometimes, if you're playing against somebody who's really good at the game, as soon as you start shooting them, there'll just be walls and stairs popping up around them as they're trying to rapidly build to block you. And I kind of admire that. It's really impressive, but I'm just rubbish at doing it. So it's not really my flavour. But again, the controls that they've put in for the build-in and the way they've translated it to an iPhone screen, really impressive. So as I said at the start, this is running on an iPhone an iPhone 10. It's iPhone 10. So this is the best that you're going to see Fortnite performing on a phone. It's the most powerful iPhone that's available at the minute. I understand that on some of the older phones, it does cut back the visual slightly, so it'll take out the blades of grass, things like that. But I mean, it seems like it performs really well on the 10. The screen's smaller than if you've got like an 8 Plus or a 7 Plus. You're gonna have a bigger display. Obviously, if you're playing on an iPad, you're gonna have an even better time with the display and the on-screen controls. But in terms of like the power of the phone and what it can do, this is the best you're gonna see it looking. So here's my first firefight in the video, and here's the check out the aiming controls. It's a bit of a struggle, and I just get absolutely destroyed. So one thing that I haven't mentioned yet, you can see all those little like footsteps and things on the screen. They kind of flash up around me. That's something they've added to the mobile version, which isn't in the console or the PC versions. And the team have said that they've added that in. It's basically like a little radar thing, like a little ping-in, you know, like having Alien on their guns. That's a weird comparison, but you can kind of it visually displays footsteps and gunshots. And they've said the reason they've added that in is for people playing it without headphones, without sound. So you can imagine if you're playing this on a bus or on a train, and you don't have your headphones with you because the new iPhones don't have headphone ports. But you're playing it and you've got no sound, so they've added in a little visual indication of where people are around you, and I'm not sure. I think I like that. The thing is, in these games, sound is so important. Like when I'm playing Battlegrounds or I'm playing Fortnite, I pretty much always play with headphones on, because actually hearing people's footsteps around you is vital. And when you're in a building or something, and you can hear people moving around, you know that they're near, because there's no radar showing, no little mini map showing you where people are on the map. So it's kind of vital. So they've added this in, I guess, to help out with mobile players, and I think it's probably the right move. So So it's all down to the golden pig now. This was the last guy standing on our team, and he's kind of been chucking little remote mines around this building. And the other team are up there, look, and I think he takes one of them down. Yeah, he takes one of them down, and then gets knocked out. And our team plays number 13, unlucky number 13. So that's 13 out of 25, because the teams are 4. Out of 25 teams, so we kind of did top 50%. So all right, but at the minute everyone's kind of learning. This is in it's not really its testing phase, but it's invite only at the minute, and so everybody's brand new. This only launched yesterday, I think it launched, and everyone's kind of getting used to the game. So every match is just people running around and just like blindly firing into the air because they're trying to work out the controls, and chucking building things down in weird places. You can see someone's built a nice little staircase here, but I think this is going to be massive. You know, if the console and the PC version's anything to go by, literally it's got 30 million people playing it. People can now play it with their console profiles, with their console friends, but on their mobile phones. So like while they're at school, and while they're at university, and while they're at work, and that's a crazy thing. It just shocks me. This is the age we're in, where a 100-player multiplayer game that looks like this is free and on your mobile phone. Like, it still kind of blows me away a little bit. It's just weird. And I could sit here and play this on my phone while somebody else was sat next to me playing it on the Xbox, and we could just team up. It's nuts. It's cool. What a world we live in. It's mad. So just for comparison, here's a bit of footage that I've captured from an Xbox One X running on my Xbox. This is the best looking console version of Fortnite, so you can compare it to the best looking mobile phone version of Fortnite. Obviously looks better. It's got double the frame rate, runs at 60 frames a second. It's got a lot more, the geometry's better, the textures are higher quality. But yeah, I mean, it's the same game. Like, I don't know what else to say about that. It's exactly the same game. So whether you're playing this on a PC, whether you're playing it on your console, fingers crossed it comes to Switch at some point, that'd be amazing, or whether you're playing it on a mobile phone, it seems like Fortnite Battle Royale is poised to carry on being a huge deal and a huge game. And I think I'm going to play more of it now that it's on mobile phones, weirdly. Like, when I'm sat down at my Xbox or at my PC, I've got PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which I've been playing for a year now, and I've got like 200 hours in it, and I love that game, and it's just kind of my go-to online shooter at the minute. I didn't really feel the need to cross over to Fortnite. I know a lot of people are playing Fortnite, and I mean, particularly on something like the PS4 that doesn't have PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Fortnite's your only option for Battle Royale. That sounds really derogatory. Like, people aren't just playing it because it's the only option. It's a great game. But I'm hooked on Battlegrounds. I didn't feel the need to change to Fortnite. But now that I've got it on the move, on the go, and assuming it comes to Switch, and I can still, use my profile and cross-play with my Xbox profile, I can see me playing a lot more of Fortnite. So I think the mobile phone version's like a really good move, even for those of us that play it on consoles and play it on PCs. When I'm away, and I can play this on my phone and keep all my progress and things, I think that's going to encourage me to play more Fortnite at home. I think that's quite an interesting thing, but I genuinely think it will. Remains to be seen how much this absolutely rinses your battery. I'm playing this plugged in at the minute, but I'm sure it's absolutely decking my battery if I wasn't plugged in, and probably uses up a ton of data, so maybe it's one to play on Wi-Fi. But still, what a world we live in. Okay, that's Fortnite Battle Royale, and that's me done. Thank you, as always, for watching, and I'll see you in a future video. Thanks very much. Bye, 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 bye.